I hate barndominiums. I would never build one for myself to live in, and I wouldn't recommend that you do it either. I'm standing here inside of our office, which is a pole barn. It's finished up like a house, and I'm gonna walk you through the 7 reasons why I don't like them. Some of those reasons are aesthetic, and some of those reasons are health related. Let's get into it. The first reason I hate barndominiums is how they finish down to the slab. It is not clean, all right? You've usually got steel. I have T111, which is pretty much the cheapest, junkiest siding on earth. But if I did have steel, I'd have steel butting down into the concrete if it comes out far enough, or just going down into nothingness. Those little steel channels are practically little access holes for mice and insects. When I remodeled this building, the amount of mice, snakes, and other little vermin living in the building coming up through the base was out of control. We found over 10 snakes, some of them inside, some of them right outside. There was mice everywhere. It was disgusting. It's very difficult when comparing to either a basement wall or a foundation wall to ever replicate that joint there. I mean, with a foundation wall, you usually have a couple feet out of the ground. And so that joint where your wall is up here. And then you have a sill plate, you have sill underneath there. So number 1, it's elevated, and 2, you have ways of sealing it off much better. Now they do make little contraptions that go up in the base of steel and whatnot, but nonetheless, I don't like it. The second reason I don't like barndominiums is the siding. They're almost always finished in corrugated steel. I don't like steel for multiple reasons. The first reason being metal leads to mold. Metal likes to stay nice and cool as the air heats up throughout the day, and it will be down below the dew point, and as that warm air flows over it, it gets into your wall somewhere and it hits that cold spot, it condensates, and that condensation over time can lead to mold. So when that condensation happens down inside your wall, it's not going to be able to dry out because you've got the metal there, which is impermeable, and oftentimes it can't dry back either. So it's very easy for mold to start to develop. And also, if the windows and whatnot are not done just right inside of a pole building, which is harder to do them, they're more likely to leak. Most pole buildings do not have a layer of plywood or OSB on the outside and then the steel. If you did that and you put a rain screen in there and you allow the air to flow through, you eliminate a lot of these problems, but then you're losing a big amount of your cost savings, especially since pole barns are so big. So most people aren't going to do this. I personally want to have that sheeting on the outside of my home. I don't want it to just be steel, vapor barrier, insulation. And from a design standpoint, steel is just cold and boring, and I don't like how it looks. In barndominium construction, all roads lead to spray foam. You have this big box, and I'm okay with the simple shape of a building. That's okay with me, all right? But the cost savings from a pole barn comes from cheap construction methods and then being cheap to heat and cool for the size that it is. And you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, I do not like spray foam. It contains isocyanates and a bunch of things that are not good for you. It can lead to asthma, it can lead to other health problems. I'm not gonna get deep into it here, but I don't like it. It's amazing for saving on your heating bill, but that is much lower priority than things that actually matter, like your health. I've got 2,100 square feet here. It can be super cold in the middle of winter. I can keep this thing 70 degrees with 2 mini splits, and it's only $250 a month. The energy savings does work, but at what cost? A lot of barndominiums also have mini splits like I do here. The mini split is amazing at keeping your energy bill down. I really love them for that, but they are contributing to the poor air quality. In a normal central air system, you're gonna have your return ducts that are sucking air out of the different spaces, and then you're gonna have your vents which are blowing the new in. This is all helping the air quality to be significantly better than just one unit blowing here. And then you add in the tightness of the building with the poor circulation, whether it's the cat going to the bathroom or the spray foam in the walls or some air fresheners or some VOCs, it is all getting trapped. It's not getting circulated, it's not getting out very well. If you throw in some LVP floors into the mix, which a lot of barndominiums do have, I mean, we're really starting to degrade the air quality. Now, if you have concrete floors like we do here, that's a plus for air quality, but all of the other items are negatives. Now for more of the dazzling features of the barndominium. We've got can lights in the ceiling. We have polished concrete floors. It's almost like we took a Walmart and made it slightly nicer. I abhor modern design, and there really is not much design at all that has gone into this building. It's just throwing together a bunch of easy, minimalist materials, leaving the space open and saying, this looks nice. It looks nice according to who? What looks nice to me are cozy spaces that are extremely thought out. You have baseboards that are not just from Home Depot, but they're actually done with a nice design. They're hand finished on site. You have window trim to match. You've done lighting that actually highlights the beautiful parts of the room rather than just makes it feel like you're in an operating room. Now, all of these things are the exact opposite of what Barndominium construction is like. Barndominium is do it big, do it cheap, don't think about it much, just throw together minimalist materials and call it good. And this is the exact opposite of what is going to age well with time. Now, not all pole barns have this feature, but most of them do. And when I say feature, I mean really lack thereof. The poles go down into the ground, and over time, wood in the ground rots. I know they're treated, I know they'll probably last 50, 60 years, no problem. And most people don't care. I do care about that. I think when you're building a home, you're building a building, you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the people who are gonna live in it after you. And if you just slap that thing together and say, I'm only gonna leave for 10 years, who really cares? I'm totally against that way of doing things. Now, you can do concrete pillars down in the ground and mount your post on top. I do think that's gonna age much better. But in general, the pole barn, Barndominium, is the epitome of American greed. How can we build it cheaper? How can we build it bigger? How can we build it faster? Who cares about the longevity? Who cares about the people who will live in it later? You have the opportunity when you build a new building to do something great that's going to last for hundreds of years. This building is not. And I absolutely hate the way that pole barns and barndominiums use space. I mean, this is a commercial setting and we still haven't used it that well. What are we gonna do? We're gonna walk laps in here? We've got all this wall space and then it's just open. It doesn't get used for anything. People sit on the couch, they use the kitchen, they sit in one or two little places. We could do everything that we're doing now in probably 300 square feet. Instead, we've got 900. All that space has to be cleaned, the air has to be conditioned, and it's just wasteful. If I had put way more time into thinking about building it and designing it, it would be a much better space. And I'm about to make it a much better space. If you live in a barndominium or you like them, I'm sorry if I've offended you with the truth that they're horrible. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, check out this one popping up on your screen right now.